So today we are going to see the simple LR parsing technique, which is otherwise called SLR1. So we have already seen LR0 parser, and we have already gone through those canonical LR0 collection of LR0 items. And we have constructed a parsing table, and we have already gone through the gone through the tracing of an input string using that parsing table. So as we have already seen, LR0 parser and SLR1 parser, they have both have LR0 items, and while constructing the parsing table, there is a small difference. That is the only difference we have among LR0 and SLR1. Let us go through this example. It is design an SLR1 parser for this grammar, that is S gives X, S gives open parenthesis, L closing parenthesis, L gives S, L gives L comma S. So let us number them as 1 for S gives X, 2 for S gives L, 3 for L gives S, 4 for L gives L comma S. So first step is to augment this grammar. So let us write that augmented grammar. So augmentation is, how do you do this augmentation? You will have a new non-terminal symbol added called S dash. So S dash will be on the left side, and S, the start symbol of this grammar, will be on the right side. So that is S dash gives S. That will be the new production added. Then comes S gives X, S gives left parenthesis L closing parenthesis, L gives S, and L gives L comma S. So this will be the augmented grammar for the grammar that we are going to see. So this is the augmented grammar. So for this parsing technique, let us create this canonical collection of LR0 items. So you have to the first step is to add the LR0 item, that is S dash gives dot S. So that is the first item that we will be adding. So since dot, after dot S comes, okay, so you have to add all those productions with S on left side and dot on the left end. You have to add all those here. That is the closure of this. So that is S gives. So you can see that grammar here. S gives X. So S gives dot X, and S gives, the next is S gives dot left parenthesis L closing parenthesis. So this is the these two items are added as per the closure of this particular this particular LR0 item. Okay, so now for this you have added these two items. Now you have to see this this item. You have to complete the closure. So here we have S gives dot X and S gives dot left parenthesis L closing parenthesis. So you have for this you cannot have any more items added, because dot doesn't follow any non-terminal symbols in this. Okay, so you can make this as a state and name it as ISIL. Okay, Now you can have transitions for this. So the first transition, it is capital S, so which makes a change here, that is S dash gives S dot. So this is a final item, LR0 item. And next one will be, you can have X transition, that is a terminal transition X, so that is S gives X dot. So that is also a final item. So you can name this as I1 and this one as I2. Okay, this state is I2. Now you can have the third transition, that is left parenthesis. So on left parenthesis, this becomes S gives left parenthesis dot L dot right parenthesis. Since after dot you have L here, all those productions with L on left side has to be added with dot on the right end, sorry, left end. So that is, if you check the productions, you have L gives S and L gives L comma S. So that will be added. L gives dot S, L gives dot L comma S. Okay, now after dot you have non-terminal L here, that is added. So as part of the closure of finding closure of this, you have added this. Now you have to check this. As per this item, you should add all S, all productions with capital S on the left side. So that is, you have S gives dot X and S gives dot left parenthesis L closing parenthesis. Okay, so as per this, again L, you should consider this item where after dot it comes capital L, so that is already added. So you cannot add any more items here. As per this also, you cannot add any more items. So this is the, you can finalize this as the state and name it as I3. So this state is I3. Okay, now for this particular state I1, you can have only one transition, that is dollar, and that will be accept. Okay, from I2 you cannot have any more any more transitions. Here you can have capital L as a transition, and which will take you to S gives L dot closing parenthesis. And finding the closure of this, you cannot have any more items here. Any more items can be added with this. But here, if you notice, you have one more item here where L will have an effect on, L transition will have an effect on this particular item also. So that we will write here L gives L dot comma S. Okay, so we cannot have any more items here. So this is a state which can be called as I4. Okay, now here after L you can have S transition, that is here on S, L gives S dot, which is a final item. You can consider that as I5, and you can have X transition. So on X it goes to I2. You already have an item here, so you can take it as on X it goes to, you can mark the transition here. So I3 on X go to I2. Now on the last one here we can have left parenthesis transition, so which takes you to the same. If you notice, it takes you to the same state. So we'll have a loop here on left parenthesis. Okay, so it can have 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 transitions for this particular state I3. Now for I4, on I4 we can have 2 transitions, that is left parenthesis, right parenthesis and comma. Okay, so here let us take that right parenthesis, so which makes it S gives, so this will be the state and which will be the final state. So you can name it as I6, and on a comma L gives L comma dot S. So this, you have to find the closure here. So S on left side, you have 2 productions, so that is S gives dot X, S gives dot L dot left parenthesis L closing parenthesis. So these are the things. Now we cannot have more items here, so we can make it as a state. So which is I7 now. On I6 cannot have any more transitions. That is, since it is a final state, final item. Here you have S transition. So on S transition, I'll mark it like this. L gives L dot S, sorry, L comma S dot, which is again a final item. You can mark it as I8. Okay, so that is I8, and on X it will go to, if you notice, it will go to I2. So since it is like this, I can mark it like, here itself I will mark on X it goes to I2. Okay, on X, I7 on X go to I2, and S gives this dot left parenthesis L closing parenthesis. You can have left parenthesis transition. If you notice, it is same as this. Okay, so I7 on left parenthesis goes to I3. So I can mark it like this, on left parenthesis goes to like this. Okay, so all transitions of I7 is over. In I8 you cannot have any more transitions. So with this, this is a complete canonical LR0 collection of items for this particular grammar. Okay.